Hello everyone and welcome to The Void. I'm the Unknown Gamer, and yes, after 9 months I checked. I finally decided to return to my Ghost of Tsushima playthrough. We have a long road ahead of us and about I'd say maybe 4 or 5 months out from the release of yötai. The pre-orders have been up for a minute. So, here is what we are going to do. We are not going to do the main objective. We are going to get that Mongol outpost out there. And I do genuinely like to apologize with how long it's taken me to return. It has taken me to return to this series. My apologies. I did briefly I went back and I watched my video, at least the last part, and what I ended up saying about I had like a lot of projects and just I was very busy around that current moment in time. Yeah, that was more true than even I had realized at the time. I ended up getting very sidetracked, and I just have not had the time to return to this game the way I wanted to, at least in a video format. I have definitely been playing it since. I even did like a no-hit Ryuzo boss fight thing like a while back, for those who remember. We're still in the pre-order stuff, even though I did not get this game at pre-order. Unfortunately, it was not on my radar. But if you bought the digital deluxe edition, or if you have like a physical copy of the collector's, what was it, director's cut? Yeah. Then you get this armor, all the pre-order stuff. So, I want to do this stealthy, or specifically, you see that guy right there, the guy in the armor right there, usually you're able to watch them from a distance and it'll help you get a stance quicker, but we cannot do that right now, so we're just going to go the route of the samurai rather than the Ronin. I almost looked away for a second there. That is one bit of progress towards one of the alternate stances we can get in the game. Oh yeah, that's right. We do not have the dodge roll yet. Ow! Lord have mercy, I felt that. Jesus, that hurt. You might notice me being more particular about my speech, because in the last 2 or so videos that I edited for, what was it? Doom to Dark Ages and Lies of P, I noticed that I was abbreviating my words quite a bit, and that is something I do not like to do. So I elect to purposely not abbreviate my speech. Yeah, you might notice that I'm going to be very, I guess, slow might not be a good descriptor for it, but definitely, apologies, definitely more cautious in a way about my speech to avoid abbreviating my words. Here we are at the Golden Temple.
Talking won't change anything.
Lord Sakai! It's good to see you. Gonjiro, right? You served Lord Nagao. He was a good man. I'm sorry we lost him.
I'm honored you recall a humble household servant. So many of us here owe you our lives.
I'm afraid the fight for our home is just beginning.
That's why we want to help, my lord. People started donating what they could, and... Please, accept these gifts.
Thank you, Gonjiro. And everyone else who contributed.
We'll keep donating what we can, here and elsewhere, as word of your victory spread. May the Kami keep you from harm.
Sorry, I had to take a drink of something really quick. I do not like this mask. I actually genuinely despise it. But it is the only thing that matches with this, so it goes on. One thing about Ghost of Tsushima's world in its totality that I genuinely love, and it is something that I wish was in more games, and I suppose that one could even call it, or directly attribute
We'd be dead.
the Yakuza franchise for it, is in a lot of games, whenever you go into the towns, they feel lifeless even though it looks like there is a lot of people in it. Like, for example, here.
Gruesome, bloody, violent. Better not to think about it.
The samurai are our best warriors. How could they all fall so easily?
The Mongols must be stronger.
Still, to lose Tsushima so quickly. I expected more.
Don't dishonor their sacrifice.
I don't mean to. But we relied on them to protect us. And now, they're all gone.
Be patient. The Shogun will send more to help us.
In this game, there are so many moments like that where you are literally passing by, and you might like catch a conversation like that, like just slightly out of earshot, and then you go back and you listen to it, and it makes the world feel so much more alive. It makes this whole island feel lived in. It feels like there's actual people here. It feels like there is genuine loss, and that just in general there's a great deal of suffering that is happening.
My lord.
And in most games, even in similar settings, that is absent to some degree. How if you go into the towns, they are just there for like what is like a good example? Like resources or upgrading your armor or weapons or things along that sort, right? However, in this game, it has like a Yakuza heavy element to it, where all the towns and stuff that you visit and all like the settlements, they all feel like lived in. It feels like these people actually exist in a way. It feels like there's a history to this place. And probably something else that helps Ghost of Tsushima in particular is the fact that it is based off of actual significant historical event in Japanese history, where the Mongols tried to invade and Tsushima specifically, but a tsunami, 2 tsunamis I think it was, it might have been 3, they got crushed by it, essentially, which prevented Tsushima from getting taken over. However, because at the time, the way the samurai and stuff and the shogunate, they attained their wealth was through war and conquering other lands and things of that such. So after they beat back the Mongols to some degree, they were literally broke. So the samurai at the time overthrew the shogunate, and from there I do not exactly remember what exactly happened, and there might have been some things I got wrong here and there, but
I saw a terrible battle near Kuta farmstead. Bandits and Mongols slaughtering each other.
Normally I'd let them tear into each other all they want, but the violence may put others in danger. Keep away from there. I'll have a look.
and then something else that makes like the world feel that much more lived in and makes everything feel more alive is the fact that generally whenever a new quest happens or you go to like a new place, they give you side quests that are like story relevant. If there's like a new side quest that pops up during certain points of the story, then if you go to the towns and stuff, you can talk to some of the people and they'll explain to you, hey, there's Mongol activity in the area, or I heard that there's some bandits over here, or things like that. And we are going to quickly talk to this guy.
I came straight here. Stayed off the roads, just like you said, Lord Sakai.
I'm glad you got here safely. How is your little one holding up?
He's braver than his father. People didn't believe it when I told them a samurai sent us here.
Take care of yourself. And the little one.
The people here don't have much to offer, but we'll do everything we can to help.
Sorry if you hear me moving my mic and stuff.
I told you, there's always hope.
And then, like, moments like this, how you'll meet characters in the story, and if you are careful after doing certain side quests and you go back to like the most relevant town or major settlement in the area, you can find them there taking refuge, and you can talk to them and ask them, you know, how are they doing, like how things have been and things of that nature. So in general, I just love the world of this game and how alive it feels, and how it just doesn't, despite the fact, especially for open world games, if you play most open world games, they feel empty. They feel like there's no one in this place. It does not matter how big it feels like it is a desolate wasteland. I think Final Fantasy 15 is a good example of that, how there was only ever gas stations, and there were not really any major towns or settlements. And I love that game, do not, you know, mistake my words. Ironically, I have yet to beat it because I am a completionist, and there is so much to do in that game. But this Ghost of Tsushima feels so much more alive than the world of 15, in the sense that there's actual tangible, like, things going on around you in that sense.
Have you seen the birds, Lord Sakai?
What birds are you looking for?
The golden ones. Songs that remind you of more peaceful times.
Ah, they were my mother's favorite. She used to say they knew our island better than any other creature.
I believe it, my lord. If it weren't so dangerous, I'd follow one. See where the golden bird leads me.
Maybe I'll do just that. But you should wait until our home is safe once more.
I will, Lord Sakai. Thank you.
And they also are really good at, like, putting tangible, like, almost in-world, 100% immersive ways of explaining game mechanics to you, like how the yellow birds lead you to collectibles.
Improve your blades, my lord. The katana of Clan Sakai, an exquisite weapon.
You recognize it on sight?
For me, every blade is unique, as recognizable as a person. Lord Sakai, bring the materials I need, and I would be honored to improve such a fine sword.
Alright, we are going to actually quickly do that. And you can notice that the katana gets a channel. I do love it when you can actually tangibly see your equipment improve as you upgrade it and stuff. But I think that is enough gushing about this game. I've been, hold on, how long? Yeah, I've been here for quite some time, but like I mentioned before, this is meant to be an appreciation run before, you know, yötai comes out. I just really want to bask and immerse myself in this world again, and that is not something I've really done since my first playthrough, and I've done, like, I know I've done 3 technically playthroughs on another console, and I have also done 2, well, almost 2, not quite, on this console, my primary. But I have not really just taken the time to appreciate and immerse myself in this world since I played it, which was, I'll go as far as say maybe like
Seems like they know every secret on this island.
Oh.
I wonder where.
Sorry. Yeah, so here are the golden birds that they lead you to collectibles and secrets and shrines and things of that nature. But I think I will go as far as say it's been like a year, 2 years maybe. That might be a bit of a stretch, but it has been a while since I have just experienced the story for this game. This will be a good way to test the waters to see how much YouTube gets upset about this, if at all. Hopefully not. Calm down, whoever the current CEO of YouTube is, I forget. My father, my uncle, which one? Let us go with my father.
I'll never forget the day he was killed. I could have saved my father. If only I was older, stronger. If I wasn't so afraid.
So yeah, hot springs increase your health. They also restore your resolve fully. Well, they obviously they heal you as well. But yeah, I'll see. I'll see if I have to cut any of those out in the future. Because I have seen playthroughs like there's this guy, I think most people know of him. He's called Little Gamers Playground, and he does like entirely like a immersive. Wait, I just realized I do not have the upgrade that allows me to not take fall damage. Sorry. He does like full immersive playthroughs of a lot of games. A lot of retro games too. He did a playthrough of this, and from what I recall, at least, none of the hot spring sections were censored, and I do not believe he was age restricted or anything like that for it. Here's a shrine that I was mentioning before.
Careful, my lord. This path is dangerous.
Dangerous for a samurai, but not a priestess. What are you doing here?
My duty, tending the shrines. When the war ends, people will need these torii gates to mark their path, so they can find the Shinto shrines and pray for the kami's protection.
We could use their protection now.
Yes, but the paths are too treacherous. I tried to visit the nearby shrine, almost fell to my death.
Maybe I can reach it. As a boy, I climbed every tree and cliff around my village.
If you get there in one piece, pray for our island, and take an omamori charm for yourself. Wear it close, and the charm will change your fate.
And perhaps the fate of our home. Thank you.
Yeah,
Follow
so
the torii gates. They will lead you to shrines all across our island, and the omamori charms that rest there.
thank you. So as I was saying, these shrines, they give you like she said, charms, specifically like legendary ones. I believe that is what they refer to as. But they're also like a very parkour heavy, or I guess platformer based, if you will. So we're going to quickly climb up here. We have another yellow bird trying to tell us to go somewhere. Waxwood. We use that to upgrade our bows. And now I am covered in mud. This, I like I said in the last video, this game came out on the PlayStation 4. And it looks this stunning. Now, granted, I am on a PS5. This is the PS5 version of the game, but still, like, usually when it comes to most PlayStation, like, 4 to 5 game ports, all it really does is improve the frame rate specifically. Yeah, sure, it does make the game run, like, smoother and just look a little bit nicer, but even on a PS4, this game looks just absolutely stunning. Like, the way it pushed the console and what they were able to do with it, and like I said, a lot of it's due to the art direction of the game. But it's still just stunning how they got this game to even exist, period, considering how, in a way, they were held back by the hardware. And that makes me excited for Yötai when that comes out, because Lord knows how good that game is going to look. If the trailers are anything to go off of, then it is going to be an absolutely stunning game visually. But I do hope that they continue with the philosophy they seem to have with this game and just trying to focus on the art direction first and foremost. And I believe they will, because there's a lot of colors in Yötai from a lot of the trailers that we've seen that just do not exist in Tsushima. Like, if I recall, there were some pinks and purples, maybe even blues from the trailers that were just not here. The only place in Tsushima, I guess Ghost of Tsushima, I can think of that existed was the Ike DLC. That one part in Senjo Gorge, not far off where Jin's father died. PS4 game. Killing an enemy restores a moderate amount of health. Well, it's better than nothing, so... Once again, just look at this game. Like, this in of itself is a screenshot. This whole, everything you see in front of you is a screenshot. That is a screensaver, a wallpaper, however you would like to refer to it as. Just the beauty of this game is so astounding. It is very difficult to put into words and just truly be able to appreciate how good this game is and like how good it looks and everything they were able to do with it. There's another hot spring. YouTube might let me get away with it once, but I am not so sure about twice.
Come and fight!
There's been a lot of talking and not much action, so... Also, the XP is good. There we go. You know what's funny? At a certain point in my life, I do plan on taking like a very long trip to Japan. I'm not sure when I will be ready. Definitely, I'm not sure when I will have the financial means to do so. But I plan on taking a long trip to Japan specifically to study, obviously, language, philosophy, and if I am able, martial arts, but there are reasons why that one is not very likely. The Yarikawa Rebellion or my mother. Well, I did my father, so let's see what he has to say about...
Spent her last weeks in the hot springs.
I think I forgot to turn on subtitles. Health increase. For a game like this big, I've never done a game of this, like, scope on my channel before, and something I do not think most people realize, probably because I have not talked about it, is the way I record all my videos, I do it on my PlayStation. And because of that, I only get an hour at most, for, like, per video. I cannot exceed that hour threshold. So for a game this big, given my nature as a completionist, I am probably going to have to do just like a segment per video at a certain point, where it is a collage of clips of me collecting a bunch of different stuff, and then I just cut back to like the story or something along those lines. But in general, I'd have to figure out how to do it.
We should run. Find a better place to hide.
We'd be like wounded deer to the Mongols.
This is all because of that iron mark.
We'll rest and go back for it. A samurai.
What happened to you?
There's a merchant working with the Mongols. They gave him an iron mark. We tried to take it from him, but he had too many guards.
This iron mark must be worth a lot to risk your lives for it.
Whoever carries it is free to travel the roads without fear of
No,
being stopped by
subtitles are not
Mongols.
on for some
Find a use
reason.
for that.
You're welcome to it. We had to flee, but the merchant's cart is still up the road.
I'll look for this iron mark. Stay here and tend to your wounds.
Screenshot. I do have to wonder, when the trailer for Yötai first came out, right? a lot of people instantly divided into two major factions, I would say. One side was like, Jin's story is done, let us move on to the next character. Then other people are like, how are we just going to suddenly jump like 200 years after the fact? Like, what? Did Jin have kids? Like, I'm still not sure how to feel about it. I do have to wonder if they will go back to Jin's story. Because, in a way, yeah, it was finished, but at the same time, not really. Because if 200 later, if 200 years later, there's the legend of the ghost still exists.
They fought the men I spoke with.
Or if a ghost still exists, period, that would imply a lineage. Like, a clan or something like that. Like, did Jin start like an entire, like... Did he, like, is he the originator of the ninja? There's just a lot of questions like that. That, at least that I would be asking.
The Iron Mark isn't here. Mongols.
I just got hit by an arrow and it did nothing. Okay. Oh, please. That is not fair. Okay, these archers need to die. Apparently there is a secret near me.
I better warn them.
Oh, I see it. Let me quickly run over to this Inari shrine thing. Inari. To whatever microscopic percent of a chance that there is a Japanese, like a person or a speaker watching my videos right now. I am trying to, well, I definitely have a reason to. I am currently studying Japanese. I have to pick it back up. It has been a long time since I last properly studied anything in Japanese. But I am going to try my best to properly pronounce everything because of that reason. I feel like I have no excuse not to.
I'm too late.
Please, my lord. You have to save the merchant with the Iron Mark. He's my brother.
Your brother?
I was stealing the mark to stop him from dishonoring his family.
If he agreed to help the Mongols, he deserves to die.
No, he's a good man. Please.
I can't promise his safety, but I'll try to find him.
Thank you.
Sorry if you hear me moving my
Mongols who
mic and
killed him
stuff.
left tracks. There, headed that way.
Actually, now I think about it, if they did continue Jin's story, I wonder if what... Well, that worked out. I wonder how they would go about doing it. Because, unironically, I do not think they would do another game. I think they would have to do something else. I would even go so far to say that maybe they could do it like a... Perhaps they can do like a movie or TV show. Or an anime or something. But that is a bit of wishful thinking. Especially since most game adaptations recently have been less than stellar. Ow. Ow. Oh, that's my first death. Well, no, it's not. I died a few times in the first episode. Sorry.
They have a merchant. He's in there.
Oh, this is going to be difficult. At this point, I would... Normally, I would, what I would do is, like, blitzkrieg, the ninja stuff from Yuna. But for this, since I'm trying to just have a much more relaxed, not so optimized playthrough. I clearly did not do that, so... Here we go. It was much better executed. Wait, what? Oh. Alright, for real this time.
You'll be free soon.
You saved my life. Thank you.
Save your thanks. Your brother told me you work for the Mongols.
They promised to protect my family and our sisters if I carried supplies for
And
them.
now your brother is dead. He led the men who tried to steal your Iron Mark.
No. Oh, that fool. No wonder the Mongols thought I betrayed them. I never had any Iron Mark. Besides, they're engraved with the bear's name.
So no one else can use them. You're free to go. If I hear you're working for the Mongols again...
They'd sooner kill me. And I cannot face my family after this. I have nothing. Nothing. What can I do now? What do I live for?
For being just a side quest, this side quest I do like in particular because it poses a very complex question, and it shows like what some people are willing to do to protect their families. How he literally tried to side with the enemy to do nothing but protect his family, and it did not work out the way he thought it would or the way he wanted it to. And now, like he said, he has nothing because of that. Or as the age-old saying goes, the road to hell is paved by good intentions. Now we're going to follow a fox. I'm trying to think of a conversation topic. So far I've been very good at... Because something I noticed in my Lies of P playthrough, and this is me trying to improve my content, is there are times where I just literally do not speak for any reason, even if... It's one thing if I am immersed, right? It is another thing where I just have nothing to say for one reason or another, so I'm trying to think of ways to make better content in the sense that I'm constantly engaging with the audience, so that way they're not, I guess, what would the word be? Bored? ADHD, that stuff. There is a charm slot. Let us throw this, I guess, even though we have no ghost weapons as of right now. So, here's a good example. There's purple there, right? However, in Ghost of Tsushima, it's very sparse. Like, I would say the primary color palette for this game would be green, yellow, and red. Whereas in Yötai, it seems like we are going to be getting a variety of other colors from a lot of blues, obviously like pinks and stuff, purples, red, well, red and yellow, obviously, especially because entire theming for the game seems to be centered around yellow specifically. But in general, it seems like the color palette, from what I remember, a lot of the trailers is going to be very wide. Well, not compared to this game, but there's definitely going to be more variety in that sense.
Does your bow need work?
No, I have no bow.
Another samurai? Alive?
Another.
I thought Lord Jinroku was the only one.
I don't know the name.
He's in Kashinen, my lord. I'm sure he would be happy to see you.
I'm curious to meet him.
There's another side quest, not too far from there. I think I would just go to the main story right now because I have yapped a lot I'll say the first 10 minutes of this video was just me gushing about this game. So I might need to find a happy middle ground to explain my thoughts and the things I am just overjoyed they did with the game. While also keeping it short and concise. We need these resources.
That fear I see in your eyes. I don't believe stories.
What stories? You literally do not know who I am. First upgrade point. Yes, yes, yes. I do not... Ooh, parrying. That would be nice to have at this current moment in time. Let me also get this. Hiyoshi Hot Springs. Now, what is the best way down from here?
Yoshi Springs. Perhaps someone at the inn can direct me to Sensei Ishikawa.
Perhaps. But I believe in this building is a note that I have to pick up. Yep, record. First one. Music stories to remember. I not learn the good writing, but some must writing down songs of the Biwa Hoshi. Very good stories, but he killed by invaders, then no more stories. Forgotten by all. Long ago, there was bow-using man. He saved the town, also another bow-using man who killed the demons. And the man who is very fast with katana swings. So many others. Write more tomorrow. Now go deliver supplies to Jade Hills camp.
I've hardly slept since I was home. Tell me, I've heard the Mongols take women from places they conquer. Marry them off to Mongol men.
I'd never let them take me. I'll cut my own throat the moment they take me from Tsushima.
Let's hope there's never a need for that.
Once again, this world feels so alive. It does not feel like there's just NPCs walking around to make it feel alive.
Trade is difficult in these towns, my lord. But Sakai, you survived the invasion?
So far.
No.
Have we met before?
No, my lord. But I watched you ride into battle. Please accept this gift. If you wear it, they say a spirit will lead you to whatever you're looking for.
Sounds like something you could use.
My favorite armor set in the entire game.
But if it leads you to any flowers, bring them to me. Or other traders. We can use them to fashion dyes.
I'll remember that. Thank you.
Traveler's attire. Now, it is not much as of right now, but it will be. It will be. This, and this. There we go. There we go.
If you can bring more, it's yours.
Sword. Which one do we even want to spend? I cannot afford the hat as of right now. Let's get the yellow one. Yeah, Guiding Winds.
Goodbye.
That does not look too bad, actually. If only I had a hat.
A
samurai. But I?
I'm looking for Sensei Ishikawa.
I thought he fell at Komoda.
He didn't. Where is his dojo?
To the forest. I can show you the way, my lord. Did the sensei not fight at Komoda?
No.
He came to town for surprise the day before the invasion. Hardly spoke a word, but he'd always been a private man. My lord, are the stories of Sensei Ishikawa true?
What stories?
They say he sank a pirate ship with a single arrow.
Not the ship, but he shot a pirate captain from the shore. Routed the whole fleet.
I'd hate to cross an archer like that.
Do you deserve death?
I hope not, my lord.
Then you're safe from Ishikawa.
Alright, point me in the direction. I know where it is, but still.
The sensei's dojo is up there on the cliff.
Why'd they leave us alive?
Thank you. I'll take it from here.
One more question, my lord. May I ask why the sensei left his post as archery master to Clan Nagao?
No one knows.
Strange. Giving up service to a great lord for this.
Yes, we are running up on the hour mark. What I am going to do is quickly run down here, pick up, that side quest and that note that is not far off, I believe is in that building.
Forgive me, my lord, but you look fatigued. Have you endured much hardship?
You wouldn't believe it if I told you. But yes, I could use a rest.
You should visit my sister in Hiyoshi Springs. I was sick, so she insisted I bathe in the waters. I could feel the life returning to my body.
Sounds like just what I need.
Okay. Yeah, so this armor set I have on, what it does is, it sends out this little firefly and it pulses, and the closer you are to a like collectible of some sort, it'll start to pulse faster. And
My
like
lord,
I said, I believe it is in that building.
You know your swords.
That is one worth knowing. I've heard tales of its sharp edge and beauty, but I never dreamed I'd see it in person.
There's been some time since I trained at a bamboo stand.
I would be honored to see your blade in action.
Alright, let us quickly do this to get a point in resolve. I believe so. Should be. Okay, so far so good. I misclicked. And I did not press that one enough times. Jesus Christ. I am a fraud and a sham. Jesus, man. Almost there. Come on. There we go. Sorry. I kept pressing. Yeah. Gives me one rank in resolve. Now I have 4. I kept pressing L2 twice instead of triangle twice.
The Sakai steel is a truly fine blade.
This
Wielded
firefly
by an
really
even
wants
finer
me to go to
swordsman.
that house.
But training with bamboo will only make you stronger.
I'll need strength for what lies ahead.
There are bamboo stands throughout the island. They will help sharpen your skills on the journey. Farewell, my lord.
Yes, yes, yes. There it is. If I recall correctly, this note in particular is from the True Observations in Hiyoshi Springs. Every night I have the same dream. I bring food to Sensei Ishikawa's dojo, but he's not there. All I find is dried blood on the floor of his dojo. In the dream, somehow I know he has been killed, but, oh, sorry. In the dream, somehow I know he has been killed by a yokai that lurks in the bamboo forest. I go into the forest to hunt the yokai even though I know it is dangerous. There is a break in the trees, and suddenly I find myself at... I lost my place, hold on. I find myself at our waterfall in Hiyoshi Springs, but it runs red with blood. Then I wake up. Interesting. And with that, I do believe I will end the video here. The good thing about this position in particular is that we can just start off with the main story up there. The only other thing I can think to add really quickly is there's this hot spring.
Oh, you must be weary from battle.
Yeah, we have like a few seconds left.
Come, soak in the healing waters of these hot springs. Replenish your strength for the challenges to come.
I must be at my best for all of them.
Then follow me, my lord. Bathing in the hot springs restores your spirit, and if you make a habit of it, the waters will grant you a long and prosperous life. Enter here. The waters are warm and calming.
Favorite foods cleared my mind.
Stop thinking, Jen. For one moment, just stop thinking.
More health, more gooder. Never mind.
Such an improvement.
Jesus.
Surely you will triumph over our enemies.
I feel ready to take on the whole Mongol army.
Sure you are.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure. There are hot springs all over the island. Make use of them. Take time to heal and reflect. The practice will keep your body ready for battle, my lord.
Yes, now I will end that video here. I will try to make this as frequent as I plan to for Doom the Dark Ages and Lies of P. But if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and remember to always stay anonymous.